all, it's your girl Tiffany, Madam Luscious Black Beauty, your poetic psychic Pisces, High Priestess, aka the late, the Shen Psychic Diamond, also known as your modern day nun, one who isn't within a coven, a convent, or a covenant. I do thank you all for listening and for watching on today. If you would be so kind to like, share, and subscribe, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. I do hope everyone is doing well and feeling well on today. This is going to be a general reading for the overall collective of any zodiac sign. So, this is going to be a general reading that is going to, this reading is going to resonate with some of everybody, okay, pertaining to the topic, okay. I'm going to give a bit of dialogue and then we're going to go into the reading, okay. So the overall topic of this reading is racism never ended, okay. So if you all enjoy the video at some point in time throughout the reading, if you would like, share, and subscribe, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. So let's get started, guys, okay? So as I said, this reading is predominantly about one topic, which is the fact that racism never ended. The wealthy, supposed elite, satanic powers that be are yet and still racist. These said persons are prejudiced and also discriminate unjustly against people of color. Racist leaders also secretly and subliminally motivate race wars to occur amongst the people, as well as they are the influence that encourage other races whom are hidden in plain sight within this world. As history has it, no white supremacists nor Ku Klux Klan affiliates or any other racist group, organization, or secret society has ever faced any judgment, ridicule, or prosecution for their hate crime against humanity, or the cruel, unusual punishment which the United States Constitution speaks frankly of. Yet, this spiteful hatred amongst the American people and beyond of color individuals unfortunately still exists today. Get out, says Jordan Peele. Come out of her, my people, says the Most High. Question is, when will Pharaoh let my people go? So guys, as I said, this reading is going to be pertaining to racism and how it has never ended. I have already briefly, I've already pre-shuffled, guys. I've pulled some messages already, okay? Since this may be a bit of a lengthy reading, but I am going to pull some further messages as well as we go along here. So, we have an overall message here as well. Hopefully you all can see that. Don't be tricked by those whom don't have your best interests at heart. So do not be tricked by those whom do not have your best interests at heart. These individuals are persons whom look differently, may speak differently, act differently, dress differently, talk differently, okay? Scattered all around the world, okay? They could be in your neighborhood, in your community, at your college, your university, or your child's school. They can be your employer or at your job amongst your co-workers. They could be at your local businesses, grocery stores, gas stations, hospitals, what have you, etc. These persons are people in power, those of them who are very wealthy, very prominent, very rich, people who could be even famous, rich and famous, celebrity even, within your media, they're everywhere. Okay, and they're hidden in plain sight, okay, because in today's time, many of these persons, they put on this unified front, okay, to make it appear that they are not purposely discriminating against anyone, to make it seem as if they are not purposely prejudiced against anyone, but it is clearly a lie because racism is alive and well. Okay, it never ended, it still exists. Even to this very day. And it's because it goes hand in hand with a lot of other sinister things that are taking place in our world. Okay? So we're gonna start off with the messages, the reading, and which from the messages that I've already pulled for you all thus forth here. Okay. So we have your classic main male here. Okay. Your all American Caucasian persons. Okay. This person could be someone in authority, someone in power, someone with a very prominent position, title, or role. This is a main male here, okay? And even though you have individuals of both sex whom are a part of this, white power front, racist front, there are men, okay, whom are behind the scenes, who are high up in power, who are running, ruling, controlling everything, even those of those persons who are female, who may be in power as well, and they co-sign for them. They go along with the agenda, the racist agenda. But it is main males whom are high up in authority, in power, who run, rule, and control everything, okay? And the brunt of racism is their main priority, their agenda, their propaganda. It is something that has lived since the beginning of time, okay? As far as we know it, okay? And the only recollection that you have that say this or that ended comes from their word, what they said. But I mean, there's people who say a lot of things, but just because someone says something, does that make it true? Are you believing these persons and what they said because they are wealthy, because they are in power, because they have some type of authoritarian type of positioning, okay? Because they're your big banksters, because they're in government, because they're very wealthy, elite, prominent people, and you dare not question their authority for no other reason than because they are wealthy. If you notice, nothing happens in this world until they say so, and then you go along with it, okay? And this topic is no different. If you notice, slavery supposedly did not end until they said so. Okay, there was nothing that any persons on any level, not any of your civil rights leaders, not any of the people, anybody, okay? There's different things that went on in history, but if truth be told, supposed slavery did not end until they said it ended. Segregation did not end until they said it ended. There was nothing you said or did that caused segregation to stop, that caused slavery to stop, okay? There was nothing that you said or did at any time to cause racism to stop. And frankly, if truth be told, these persons have never stood before the people and said, okay, everyone, we apologize for the racist past, for the murderous past, for the slave masters past, for all the killing, the stealing, and there was never that, okay? So these people never stood before you and told you that racism ended. They stood before you and told you other things that was a blatant lie, and because of what they said, you accepted it as, oh, okay, racism has ended. Slavery has ended. Segregation has ended. Prejudice has ended. Discrimination has ended. And it's a complete lie. These people stand before you and they can tell you whatever they want to tell you, and you believe it just because it's coming from wealthy people. You believe it just because it's coming from someone who has a degree. You believe it because it's someone who's rich and famous. You believe it because it's someone who is on TV. You believe it because for whatever reason, okay? But the majority of the things that you believe that comes from these people, you only believe it because of the position in which they're in. That does not matter of factly make it true. At all. Okay, and a lot of things that have been done to people of color, if you flip it, it would not be acceptable, to do unto them. Okay, so they have always had the mentality, do as I say, not as I do, type of thing. Okay, and this is the reason why a lot of times when religious factors and different things come up, it goes hand in hand with racism and slavery and different things, and that was done for more than one reason. Okay, because while they were beating you and raping you and using you and abusing you, and doing all kinds of unjust things to you, they stood you in your face, looked you in your eyes, and they said that you were their property and they had the right to do this to you. Okay, but was there ever a time that flipped, and you, a person of color, were able to do that to them and their people and their children? It was perfectly fine for them to burn down your houses and burn down your churches and hang you in your front yards and hog tie you to a back of a vehicle and drag you down the street and skin you alive. It was perfectly fine for them to rape you, steal your milk, take your children, throw them to the gators, and either turn them into slaves or rape and use and abuse them as well. I could keep going on. It was perfectly fine for them to have, whites only this and whites only that for a very long time. But did that ever flip? Was there ever black only this or black only that? No. And every organization or group that you know of that was predominantly or created by people of color, it was infiltrated by these same racist individuals, like your Black Panthers. Your Black Panthers was infiltrated by these satanic powers that be. Okay? Your very people, and what they did is these racist people did is they took Negroes who were sellouts and used them to get into these organizations so they wouldn't come off so obvious. Okay? And they were going back to these racist individuals in power, telling them everything until they was able to overthrow them. Okay, this is the reason why they took over the churches a long time ago. This is the reason why there's none of your church leaders are actually in control of them, their church, their congregations, and things like that. They are sold out to these satanic powers that be. Thus, they follow the rules, regulations, orders, and the bylaws of these racist, elite, satanic powers that be. See, racism never ended; it continued to go on. Okay. Sellouts, racists, are the very individuals whom set up Dr. Martin Luther King. Racist individuals in power are the same people who set up Malcolm X. Racist people in power, okay, have been doing this for quite some time. Okay? And any person that you see of color who is wealthy or whom is in power, guess what? It was not given unto them without the permission or the blessing of these very racist satanic powers that be. Guess what? It doesn't matter how skilled you are, how smart you are, how talented you are. That only takes you so far. At some point, you have to have their permission to make it on any level. Okay, so a lot of the people of color around here who are feeling themselves, they set themselves up on these pedestals and they think they're better than anybody else of color, poor people of color, and they look at them like they're less than, and they forget where they come from, because they would not have their positions if it was not for these very racist people in power. As a matter of fact, those very people of color who have wealth, who have a position of power, authority of some kind, their position, title, or role, or their wealth can be taken from them at any given time by these satanic powers that be. Okay? That is a fact. There is no one of color who runs, rules, and controls the Federal Reserve. There is no one of color who creates the currency. There is no one of color at this point in time. Not to say that it's not how it should be, but at this point in time, because of the land and the wealth and the inheritance and the heritage and things that were stolen from us at this point in time, there is no man of color who owns the majority of the land in United States of America or in the world. Period. All of these things are run, rule, and control by very prominent, wealthy people in power, and they are indeed racist. They are indeed prejudiced. They indeed discriminate against the people. And I'm not just talking about African American people. There's a lot of people of color. You have Jamaican people, you have Haitian people, you have Hawaiian people, you have Native American people, you have Mexican people, you have Latino people. All of these people are of color. It's just a matter of fact that those of them who they call African American, you see, we have had to accept, even when it comes to what you are called, your name, the name that they call you, you have accepted what they call you. Okay? When they want to call you Afro-Americans, you accepted. When they wanted to call you niggers, you accepted it. When they wanted to call you porch monkeys, you accepted it. When they wanted to call you coons, you accepted it. When they wanted to call you black, you accepted it. When they wanted to call you African-American, you accepted. You know, whatever, Negro, niggas, whatever they wanted to call you at any given time, and it has changed throughout history, you accepted it. Why? Because they're the ones in control. Nobody of color has ever stood up and said, no, that's not what we're called. That's not who we are. We are in fact this, and told them who we were. Now you have gone by the title in which they have given you, because that's what they want to call it. You don't know, matter of fact, that most people in the world, actually, unless you really are someone who dive into your history and where you come from and your people and your lineage and all these different things, have no idea. You have grown from the moment you were born. What you solely believe is what you have been told. Period. And you took that as truth. Whatever your parents or your grandparents told you, you took that as truth. No matter what that was, whether it was truth or not, you took it as truth. Whatever your family told you, you took it as truth. If you went to church, whatever your church told you, you took it as truth. When you went to school, whatever your school told you, you took it as truth. When you went to work and you got in the work field, and whatever you were told, you took it as truth. If you went to college and whatever your professor said, why? Because this is the head of the of this class, of this course. Whatever they said, you took it as truth. When your government stands before you and tell you something, you take it as truth. When your media comes on, your news comes on and tell you something, you take it as truth. And more often than not, most people don't question these people. Don't double check these people. Don't use your own mind. Don't think for yourself or anything. So your entire life, you have solely taken what other people have said. For what reason? Because they have degrees? Because they're older than you? Because they're more powerful than you? Because they have more money than you? Because they come from a prestigious family? Because they run, rule, and control everything? Because you're afraid of them? You afraid that talking back unto them, questioning them, would mean that you won't have money? You can't have joy or peace or happiness? That you cannot survive, you cannot succeed. See, that's the reason why the majority of you just go with the flow of these people. You don't, and this has gone on for so many years, because you're afraid of them. You got more fear in man than you do of your creator. The individuals that you fear did not create humanity nor planet Earth, yet you fear them because they got more money than you, because they sign your checks, because they own the majority of the land, because they create the currency, because they own the banks. This is why you fear them, and that's what they dangle over your head. That's what they threaten you with first. And you fall for it. You go for it. Nevertheless, Spirit is saying that these persons are false persons. See, they hide their true self. See how they got on these masks? See how they're hiding themselves? They're false persons. And in today, back in the day, it was wrong. It was cutthroat. It was ruthless. But at least you knew the truth. Where they called you a nigga, a bitch, a whore, a boy, girl, whatever they wanted to call you back then, at least you knew how they really felt about you. In this day and time, oh, they put a fake smile on in your face. They even speak to you. may even give you a hire you, convince you to sell out onto them, to work for them. You know, but they have always seen us as the peasants, less than. You know, we always are in the positions where we have to serve them, and you don't even question it. You just go along with it because you're scared of them. Most people in the world, you are scared of two things. You're scared of these satanic powers that be, and you scared of death. And this is the reason why y'all all too eager to sell your souls, to sell out, and to go with the flow of something that is so preposterous. But you like your confidence, your incentive so much, then you're willing to turn a blind eye to clear abuse of power. These people are false persons, Spirit is saying. That's false persons. And it's not just the main males that's involved here. That's a part of this. Yeah. The women are involved too. We have mature women here. Spirit says that a lot of these women in power are far more vicious than even some of the men. And we know just how vicious and nasty and low down and vicious the men can be. You know, after all, it's a man's world. And for any feminists ready to say, I'm all for being pro-woman, but for any feminists that want to stand up and protest, no, this is not a man's world. Yes, it is. Who the hell you think creates your tampons? Men. Guess what? First bras and underwear and everything for women was created by men. Guess who decides? Do you know that women's products cost more than men's products? And yes, and yet women have to use more products than men. Even products that we use the same. You know, women's deodorant costs more than men's deodorant. Women's perfumes cost more than men's cologne. Women's razors cost more than men's razors. Yeah. And guess who decides that? Men. So you're really a feminist. You take your activism to these prejudice, discriminating, racist, satanic powers that be. Don't send it my way. I'm just telling you what it is. That most of you too afraid to speak out about because you either already sold out or you scared of these Trumps. And see, these women in power, they just fall in, they learn from the best. They just fall in line behind these wealthy white men in power. You know what I'm saying? Because when times changed and the women started being in the workplace and different things like that, before colored people was allowed to succeed like that, these were prominent white women that they were bringing up and allowing to when women's rights was first pushed, it wasn't the black woman who was able to succeed like that. It was a white woman who was able to get in the work field and succeed and progress like that first. Okay? So yeah, you got these women who are just as prejudiced, just as racist as the men who are even above them, in control of them. Why? All of these persons are privileged. We're talking about privileged people, wealthy people. But the fact of the matter is, the reason why before we got privileged lady, and this could be privileged lady or privileged man here, okay? The reason why we got main male and mature woman here first is because the fact of the matter is this somebody that lives near you who is just a regular, everyday, average Joe person who is racist. See, it's not just the people in power. It's not just the people who are wealthy. These are your leaders, okay? Who manipulates and control everything and everyone else. So that trickles down. Their way of thinking, their way of being, their way of doing, their way of acting trickles down to even those of them whom are of their kind, but on a lower level. Okay? So you got middle class people who are racist. You got low class people who are racist. And these individuals are not particularly colored. They're of their race, but they happen to be racist as well. So we have privileged, this is privileged lady here, but these individuals, this could be privileged lady or privileged man here. These, high society, socialite type of individuals, they're liable to go into convulsions if you touch them type of individuals. You understand what I'm saying? These individuals are still racist, Spirit is saying. These are all these persons, they come together in secret. All of these false persons that I'm explaining to you, that I am expressing to you, they come together in secret behind your back, and you still niggas. And you still nobodies, and you still coons, and you still porch monkeys and things. Everything they really want to say to your face. They get together behind the scenes and they still say these things. It's only a handful of them that's really full of themselves. They just outright tell you how it is. The ones on the lower level, they just call you a nigga outright. You liable to run into your Karens or your Kens any day, randomly. One of old backwoods, good old boys, swamp boys, small town boys, who still racist. They might pop off on you any day. But see, they are motivated by people. They are encouraged by people in leadership, people in power. That's the reason why these politicians and different things, when they do their interviews and they come on and stand before the people and they do their little speeches and their interviews and different things like that. When you think, see, little subtle subliminals that most people don't really pay attention to. When they wave to the crowd, they come out and do this. Oh, neo-Nazi, white power. Yeah, you thinking they just waving to the crowd. Hey, how y'all doing? White power. You understand? They don't have to yell it out anymore. Just like something like they subliminal messages. You understand? They can speak certain things and say certain things and do certain things without speaking it out loud. Okay? Just like when they go up and they stand before the crowd and they got a big old smile on and they acting like they for the people and they doing this. Now, sign language. Now, they control everything. They recreated everything in sign language. This would be I love you. Okay? But clearly, here you see the L. And these two is the devil horns, okay? Don't get it twisted. I've seen popes do this. I've seen leaders from other countries do this. They don't outright do this. They'll just do this. And I rebuke it in the name of the Most High. But I'm just trying to show you. They do it all the time. They show you what they really about and what they really stand for and what's really going on right in your face. All the time. All the time. Many people just don't pay attention. But see, these subtle subliminals, okay, it's certain ones of them who are very flamboyant in the things they do, and they literally encourage, motivate those of them who are less than them, and motivate them to be more hostile towards other races. A lot of the time. For some reason, this ramped up quite a bit when Trump got in office. Now, on the surface, Trump said that he wasn't somebody who was particularly racist. Of course, they're going to say that and different things or whatever. But when it came to other people, like that, under him, not necessarily saying individuals who work with him. I'm talking about just regular, everyday, average Joe people who were supporters of him, were very hostile and very racist towards people of color. Now, the crazy thing about it is Trump actually had quite the number of colored individuals rooting for him, voting for him, supporting him, or what have you. But this is something, things like this go on all the time. There's certain individuals who got such influence that it almost instantly motivates other people. It's like almost a trigger that snaps in them. And then on a lower level, that's when you start seeing all kinds of things happening on a lower level in communities. And you see it happen all the time. Your government, these satanic powers that be, they've been trying to start a race war, okay? Since way back when. They do this all the time. They do this all the time. Whether they have some random white guys, hunt down a black dude in their neighborhood just jogging and shoot him the hell up, or whether they use a white officer to shoot a black person, or they have a white officer to walk into the wrong damn apartment thinking it's hers and shoot up a man just sitting on his couch watching TV, or whether they have a white officer to kneel on the neck of a person until they're suffocated to death, or they have a white officer or several white officers choke a person out to the point they can't breathe. It happens all the time. And it's set up that way on purpose because they want this major race war to break out so they can declare martial law. See, everything that goes on, you may think of it as random, isolated events, but in fact, these things have been organized, planned, plotted, schemed, set up, arranged, and everything. Premeditated, everything. Okay? Why? Who's doing this? Why is this still going on? Wealthy man here. Wealthy people in power are in control of this. This is how they really feel. But too coward to stand before the people and tell you, we lied to you. We're still racist. We hate you. You don't have any rights. You don't have any privacy. We own you. We do whatever we want to do. See, they're too coward to stand before the people and tell the people that, but it's in fact the truth. So, and this is the reason why. You see how he got his hand in his pocket. He can dig in that pocket and grab out anybody or anything that he wants. You know why? And this is the reason why we have so many sellouts to these satanic powers that be. These wealthy people in power, they got everybody on every level, high and low, in their pockets. Okay? Police officers, firefighters, first responders, teachers, lawyers, doctors, judges. All kinds of people. On various different levels. Okay? Various different levels. And if you look at this, they're the owners of your job, the CEO of the companies that you're working for as well, who are highly prejudiced, who discriminate against you, who are very racist against you, yet they too coward to say so. But that's what it is. That's what it is. Spirit is saying that these individuals are the enemy. These individuals are the enemy is what Spirit is saying. Now, there are some people in the world who are of another race who may not particularly be racist. But there's a whole lot of individuals who are yet and still racist. And they're on every level. We have soldiers here. These are people in power, people in authority. Okay? This could be military. This could be law enforcement. This could be on any level of authority, of power here. Why are these false persons like this? You are wondering. Why are these false persons like this? You're wondering. Money. For the love of money. Power. Control. And then you think you're safe. You think you're safe and sound. in your churches and your fellowship halls and your different groups and organizations with other type of leaders. I told you, they got all kind of people in in their pockets. We have priests here. See, these false persons are all about money. A lot of these main males that you see, they're in positions of power. That soldier here. We have priests here. So we have this makes up your mature persons. The one that you would assume is mature and above such a thing. But yeah, see, even they are in the pockets of these satanic powers that be as well. And these privileged people, what did I tell you they do? Didn't I tell you we have conversation here? They gather up together. They talk about these things. They yet and still call us derogatory names in secret behind the scenes. They plot and plan and they scheme how they want to tear down and destroy the colored race. Predominantly, supposedly African Americans, black people, if that's what you want to call yourselves. They gather together in conversation about this. These wealthy people in power. See, they even encourage and motivate young people to partake in this. And this is the reason why you have been bullied and picked on and teased. Your children ends up bullied and picked on and teased, okay? Because their way of thinking, their way of being, their way of teaching trickles down to their children and their grandchildren and the great-grandchildren and so forth. Spirit is saying that this is still going on. Why? Because these people see us as servants. They still see us as slaves, servants. We should be happy that they are even allowing us to serve them, work for them, worship them, obey them, bow down to them. We are servants unto them. And because they have more money than us, because they have more power than us, they try to stay in control of their service and their slaves here. And this keeps our people in sorrow, in misery. Because you end up falling prey. You end up falling in their trap, in their net. And this is another reason why you got so many people who are selling out to these false persons that's got all the money here. And this is what has people in sorrow here. So people end up selling out for a little bit of fame and a fortune, for a little bit of, for a certain position, title, or role. Okay, for comforts, for incentives. But our people still end up being misfortune. The misfortunate ones. Because these people will never allow you to surpass them. They will never allow you to have more than them. They will never allow you to be in control and in power. See, they don't want you to know that you actually have dominion and authority over them. That you actually have power over them. They don't want us to know that. That's the reason why they work so hard to keep us brainwashed and dumbed down and under mind control. Yeah. So they keep us in sorrow and misery and pain and agony and stress and depression and struggling and juggling. Misfortune is what they continue to cause in our neighborhoods, in our communities, in our schools, in our homes, in our families, amongst our bloodline, amongst our own people. We are the only ones who are segregated within our own race because of them. Yeah. This may come as a surprise to many of you all. But you see this man here, you see how he has this net. And got all these fish here in this net. This is how these satanic powers that be want the people, want their slaves, want their servants, all grouped together in this net so they can stay in control of you. Why do they want to keep you bound and stuck, struggling and juggling like this so that they can kill you? They want to control you until they can kill you, until they can cause your death. Here. This is the plan of the wealthy man. Spirit is saying. This is the plan of the wealthy man. And this is what is happening, people. See, racism never ended. And if you all listened to my uploads that I put out yesterday, you will clearly see. Okay? You will clearly see how racism has not ended. How our people are being targeted, are being stalked, are being harassed, are being illegally invaded and violated, are being mistreated and abused. Terrorism, torture, cruel and unusual punishment happen to our people on a daily basis. We are slaughtered. We are imprisoned. We are institutionalized on a daily basis. And this is being done on purpose. This is being done on purpose. To us, to our people. And they're all involved in it. They're all involved in this. I posted some well, there wasn't readings. There was some messages of somebody randomly calling me, yelling out racist slurs to me. Oh, they call me a nigga, an ape, a bitch, a whore, all kinds of things. Said that they wanted to sexually assault me and my daughter, kill me and my daughter, everything. Y'all go listen to those that I posted yesterday. Racism is real. This person clearly said that. He even began to sing a KKK song. Said he was racist. Said he was a devil. Said he worshipped the devil. He was impersonating an officer and everything. Said that he was going to come with 3 other officers that was going to help him do this because they don't want me here. They are really intimidated by me. Racism is not dead. It's yet and still alive. And nobody can deny it. Nobody can deny it. We have here the 2 of Swords. This is a very wrong decision that these satanic powers that be have decided what they were going to do to us, to our people. See, these individuals live by the sword and they don't quite understand that they're going to die by the sword. But these are the same swords here that they've used to make a conscientious decision to be racist to colored people, to be prejudiced to colored people, to target colored people, to illegally invade and violate and abuse, stalk and harass colored people, prevent colored people from succeeding or progressing. This is a decision that they've made. Yeah. This is the decision that they've made. We have the Queen of Wands here, very fiery energy here. Many of them take their orders from the Queen, from royal. Many of these individuals, no matter what position they're in, even when they are in positions of authority, of power themselves, very wealthy and prominent themselves, the higher up you go, that's when you run into these elites. That's when you run into the ones who are in the shadows, who are controlling all the front runner puppeteers. And they are all a part of this abomination against the people, predominantly colored people. Now, that's another message in its entirety, how they want to destroy all of humanity. But we are particularly talking about the racist aspect of it, the prejudice aspect of it, the discriminatory aspect of it, and who gets the brunt of the abuse, which is us. Okay? And they see this as justice, their justice, to stay in power, to stay in control. You see him with that sword here. by them holding the sword, yet keeping us blind to what is actually going on. They see it as their justice to stay in control of all the land, to stay in control of the world, to stay in control of the wealth and the power. This is what they do. This is what they do. Yeah. And so we have the 10 of Cups here. It's not one or two persons. This whole group, whole gathering, whole scheme of teams of these individuals. It's not just any one person that you can pick out. It's them in their entire families who have this way of thinking, who have this way of being, who want to keep us stuck, restricted, unable to move. They take pleasure in doing this unto us. They hate us that much. Yeah. This is a wish come true for them. This brings them happiness. Yeah. And Spirit say it's the truth. This is clarity what I'm telling you. This is clarity what I'm telling you. These people have made the decision by taking orders from higher ups that this was going to be their judgment, that this was going to be the justice for what they wanted to prevail in this world. And them and their entire bloodlines, their entire race, their entire families, they made a conscientious decision to keep colored people restricted, imprisoned, unable to move, stuck, poor, homeless. They want us to be uneducated. They want us to be dumbed down, brainwashed, under mind control. This is the reason why they don't like us. This is the reason why they don't like strong family dynamics of brown-skinned people. It was them who tore black families apart. Put the drugs out on the street. Got people addicted to drugs. Locked the men up. Took the men out of the homes. Locked them up. Turned them out. Left the women single and alone with their children. And they demonized the woman. They sexualized the children. Okay? And they turned out all the men. They threw drugs and everything out on the street to distract us, to destroy us, our foundation, Do you understand that every other race are well knit and stuck together except for black people, African American, and that was done on purpose. These people are that intimidated by African American people coming together, standing as one. So now today, you got ignorant ass black people that's all too eager to sell their soul to people who have been killing their kind for hundreds of years, that hate them with a passion. Also, they can have a certain position, title, or role, or some comforts, or some incentives. And the deal is you have to work against your own people, your own kind. You sacrificing your own children, your own mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers and aunts and uncles, cousins. So you can get a bag, so you can get the deal, so you can get a job, so you can get some fame and some fortune or whatever the hell it is that you're trying to get. You have to work against your own people. Spirit is saying that this is the truth. That this is clarity. And you don't quite understand why everything that they will require of you tear downs nothing but you and your race, not them and their race. Spirit says this is the truth. This is clarity. of what I'm telling you. Spirit, we have disloyalty here. Spirit is saying that these individuals are very disloyal unto our people. No matter how they smile in our face, what they say, what they do, they are very disloyal unto our people. The higher up they go, the wealthier they are, the more they hate us. And see, it's really only those of them on a lower level who actually play pretend. Those of them, the higher up they are, the wealthier they are, the majority of us don't even come into contact with them. So you wouldn't quite know that they are like this. Is another reason that I'm sharing this with you in this video. But see, the very ones that you do come into contact with every day, they just play their role. They are sellouts unto these satanic powers that be. And they've been put in position on purpose to play their role. Many of you come in contact with employers every day that are straight up prejudiced. Many of them have said prejudiced things, racist things. Co-workers who have done the same, neighbors who have done the same, people at your child's school who have done the same, people at your college or your university that you have attended that have done the same. There's doctors and nurses alike who are just like this. All kind of people. I'm not just pointing out these specific people just to pick on them. It's all kind of people on various different levels. We have here someone is plotting against you. Spirit is saying that these racist people, these prejudiced people that discriminate against colored people, they are plotting against us. This is the reason why. They do this in secret because they are plotting against us. They really want to kill us off. And they are doing so one by one on a daily basis. We have famous here. There are people who are famous. This can go either way. You could be a famous person and you get discriminated against. There's prejudices against you by people who are more wealthy than you, more powerful than you, or whom have more money than you. And you go through this in silence, in secret, and you are a famous person. But this is also telling the people that there are famous people whom you may put up on this pedestal. Maybe your favorite celebrity, and you have no idea that they're actually racist. They're actually a part of white supremacies in these hate groups. But there are some famous people of color who have had to endure with unfair circumstances on the job, who have had to deal with, had to take a back seat to prettier, lighter or whiter persons compared to themselves. This is prejudice. This is discrimination. Many of them can't speak of it because they'll be blacklisted and they will lose their positions and different things, so they deal with it. But the fact of the matter is racism is real and still continues. So you don't hear them quite speak out about this. We have here backstabbers. Spirit is saying that these individuals are backstabbers. They smile in your face, but they want to take your place. Those backstabbers. They smile in your face. And they act like they care about you. Oh, the ones are really funny. They act like they so pro children, like they such child advocates. These folks hate children. The backstabbers. And folk at the DHS office, Department of Human Service, or this could be called CPS, Child Protective Services, where you are. Various different levels, y'all. Y'all need to understand, back in the day, your Ku Klux Klan, your KKK was made up of doctors, of nurses, of lawyers, of teachers, of preachers, of police officers, of firefighters. These was made up of prominent people in positions of authority that made up your Klansmen. Politicians, senators, governors, mayors. They made up your Klansmen. They didn't go away. They just stopped talking about it. So you assume that the KKK no longer the hell existed. Nobody told you that. The people didn't never tell you that. They just stopped talking about it. They just stopped displaying them publicly like they used to do. See, back in the day, them Klansmen would go out in the damn woods, start them a bonfire, baby, put on their gowns and their hoods, humming and get around in a circle and get the spewing and chanting all kinds of shit. Okay? Out there with their cross and all kinds of things. See, they just stopped putting it on public display. But nobody came and told you that they group, their organization was over with. Nobody told you that. Nor have you ever seen, there is clear history of when the Klansmen came along. But there's no clear history to tell you when they ended. There's also no clear history to tell you that any of them was ever arrested or apprehended for anything that they have done. These people are stone cold murderers. They have murdered people. Lynched people, harmed people. They're arsonists. And some everything else. Why? For no other reason than because they white and because they said so. Nobody told you they disappeared. Nobody told you they no longer the hell existed. They just stopped putting it on display publicly to make it an illusion, to make you think it no longer existed. And you accepted that. You accepted that. Because nobody with common sense ever said, well, whatever happened to the Klansmen? When did they, what you think? The last known acts of the Klansmen, whoever was part of the Klansmen, then that they got elderly and old and just died off, and then that was the end of the Klansmen. Stop it. Them men had wives. Their wives had children. Their children had their grandchildren. Their grandchildren had children. Come on now. Spirits say these individuals are in schemes of teams. They all over the world. It's not just a United States thing. See, a lot of times when you say prejudice and discrimination and races, one only thinks white against black. No, it's other cultures, other races who have the audacity, who got some color to their skin and have the audacity to be prejudiced against African American people. But isn't it funny how they hate us, how they intimidated by us, but they make the most money off of us? Ain't that interesting? It's quite interesting, isn't it? Nobody with any common sense has ever said this. Now, maybe not all of them, but I found out that Asian people was prejudiced against black people, which I find this quite interesting, because most foreigners, when they come to the United States of America, do you know that the government, you have to beg and plead. American citizens have to beg and plead the United States government for a grant, for a loan, or anything of any kind for your own business. But do you know that your United States government will pay a foreigner to come over here and open a business? Yeah, pay them to come over here, and then pay them some more to help them open up their business. And where do you think these people open up their business? In the urban neighborhoods. You got Asian folk in the United States of America right now that's got beauty supply stores full of products that they don't even use themselves. They got urban clothing stores full of clothes and shoes that they don't even wear themselves. They got bodegas and little corner stores in the hood. They got nail shops in the hood near you. Ask yourself why there hasn't been nowadays it's kind of coming around. But ask yourself, after all this time, why the hell you have never seen, say, a black person with a Chinese restaurant? Why did it take the Asian folk coming over here to open up a Chinese restaurant? You never seen a white person open up with a Chinese restaurant. And then they put the Chinese restaurants predominantly in your urban neighborhoods, which means urban people, people of color, are eating Chinese food the most. Okay? White people don't go to urban clothing stores. White people don't go to beauty supply stores that's in urban neighborhoods. They come over here and they make their money off of us, same way the white folks do. The white folks make the predominantly their money off of African American people. Yet they hate us. And African American people ain't figured out yet, if you took all your support and all your business from their organizations, they wouldn't have nothing. They would barely be able to make anything. They have been making money off of us since the beginning of time. Y'all don't understand that the diagnosis is love. The diagnosis is togetherness. If you stood as one together up against this, it wouldn't be a damn thing that they could do. There are billions of people in the world, but there are few of them who are elite and in power. And y'all ain't figured this shit out yet. Why? Because they done convinced y'all ass to hate each other, to kill each other, to work against each other, to rat on each other, to set each other up, and you do this all the time. I find it interesting how many black folks run to white folks to rat out their own damn people, but you have never known a white man to run to no black person to set up his damn kind. And y'all do this shit every day, and you swear you something special. Schemes of teams. And you wonder why they cliques and they schemes of teams is so tight, it's so thick. Why they got so much power over the people. You done allowed it. You have allowed it. But what I was getting ready to say, like I said, in this day and time, you see it kind of coming around nowadays. But ask yourself why in hell you ain't never seen as many black people love going to the nail shop. How come you ain't never seen no black person open a nail shop? Why? Ask yourself that. The very businesses that foreigners coming over here and opening up in your community, in your neighborhoods, technically you can get your business license. You can do whatever you got to do to obtain whatever type of whatever skill or trade that you need to and open up that same business in your darn neighborhood. Instead of allowing other people to make millions and billions of dollars off of your people, and these people happen to be prejudiced of you. And then these people will open up businesses in your community, in your neighborhood, and then have the audacity to watch you like a hog, like you finna come in there to steal. This is what's going on, people. This is what's happening. You got people that's intimidated by you, that hate you, that's spiteful of you, that don't want you to succeed, that don't want you to progress, that don't want you to overthrow them, they don't want you to rise above them. They want to be in control of you. They do any and everything they can to manipulate you, to brainwash you, to dumb you down, to keep you stupid, to keep you ignorant. Why they continue to make money off of you, and y'all sit back and y'all take it. Y'all accept it. See, at one point in time, there was a lot of black businesses, and then all these big old corporations came along and shut all these black businesses down. It was all kind of black business back in the day. And you allowed them to shut them down. Now you comfortable with going to their retail stores. You comfortable with going to their grocery stores. You comfortable where the prices are outrageous. The taxes are outrageous. And they making more and more money off of you every single day, yet they hate you with a passion. Don't quite make sense. Spirit is saying because these individuals are low down and dirty. These individuals are low down and dirty. Shame. They are. Yeah. We have here somebody is watching you. They have African American people under surveillance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If there's any type of organization or group or something of African American, where large amounts of African American people can join together, they will send in an infiltrator to see what y'all talking about, what y'all plotting, what y'all planning, what y'all coming up with. And this person reports back to them and tells them everything. They've done it in your churches. They've done it in your schools. They've done it in your sororities and your fraternities. And those of you who are in these secret societies, you're just stupid because you have to go to them to even get permission to even have them secret societies. Yet y'all prance around here like y'all somebody special too. All the black masons and the black boulets and, the black evangelicals and evangelists, all, they think they the best thing since sliced bread. But y'all wouldn't be if it wasn't for Caucasian folks high up in power allowing you to be. And nobody wants to admit it. And it's because you're afraid of them. But they're watching you. And they're watching your people. And it's always been that way. Because they have declared war on the color people, and they have decided that they will destroy you. They have decided that they will destroy you before they allow you to overthrow them. This is why everything they have come to steal, kill, and destroy, and everything that they are about is to destroy the people, period. That's a fact. We have here superstars. So just like Famous, when Famous came out, there is either a superstar. You could be a superstar who is of color, and you're going through discrimination. You're going through some prejudice things. You're going through people being racist towards you, or you getting some type of unfair treatment or abuse or misuse and different things like that. And it's because of these satanic powers that be. Okay? If you notice, even when it comes to these celebrities and things, the ones of them who, especially, they do it to the rappers all the time. But the ones of them who are brown skinned and African American, they are treated, they get set up in ways that a lot of the white folks don't get set up. I think it's the stupidest shit ever. Now, one of the common ones, and usually when the sex scandals rolled out on them, I call bullshit from jump. Why? Because birds of a feather flock together. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't feel like they can call any one thing on somebody that they ain't a part of, that they have not forcibly had these people a part of, and different things, whether you see it as right, wrong, or indifferent. Okay? A lot of times it be a setup. Those sex scandals that come out, they either want them to sign another contract, they want a blood sacrifice from them, or some type of satanic sexual ritual or some shit from them. And that's when that shit happens. They be hesitant about it. And so these satanic powers that be, they flex their muscles and, they set them up in some type of way. But the stupidest thing that I often see that they do to rappers is these, and we're not talking about little, ignorant folks that, barely got their little toes wet in the industry. We're talking about cats that's been in the industry for a while, okay? They record after record, you know what I'm saying, going platinum, made millions of dollars, all kinds of things. It'd be the stupidest shit. They'll be like, oh, this person, they was involved in some type of gang-related activity. Or they was involved in some type of robbery. Or they was involved with shooting and killing somebody, or holding somebody. It's just stupid shit. I'm like, who in the hell decides to get rich and famous and decide that they gonna be gang banging gangster thugs? You understand what I'm saying? And it be crimes that they say about them. It be different shit they say about them that wasn't even said about them before they even got rich and famous, when nobody even knew who the hell they was. You understand what I'm saying? And it be so stupid because these people got enough money that even if they was about that life, they could easily just pay some damn body else on a lower level than them to do it for them. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't no way in hell I would be a superstar worth millions of billions of dollars, whatever bracket you fall in, and then decide I'm going to go out and, you know, do some gang banging or rob somebody. You know what I'm saying? Or be trafficking drugs or stupid shit. It's another thing they do to the celebrities all the time too. They'll claim that they mentally ill or claim that they got some type of addictions and they go into rehab or you know, they go into some type of institution or something, and it always seems to amaze me. I just sit back and wonder, I'm like, when did they become mentally ill? After they became a celebrity, after you put them up on a pedestal and you said they was the best of their field, of their kind, and this, that, and the other, when exactly did they become mentally ill? And if they didn't become mentally ill until after they became famous, what the hell is going on in their environment around them that's made them the hell mentally ill? That's made them mad all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Or why are they, or they'll say, oh, they were suicidal. Why? I know it's people homeless on the street right now. They ain't got nothing to eat. They got nowhere to sleep. They out there rain, sleet, or snow, cold or hot. And they ain't killing themselves. But you want us to believe that people who have everything and don't want for nothing, suicidal. What the hell are you doing to them? That's making them suicidal. But they say this about some of the most prominent people that you ever want to meet. You understand what I'm saying? And it's because of these satanic damn powers that be. That tapped off into you know, another topic, but this crap goes on and it's ridiculous. And a lot of times it's the brown-skinned ones who go through a lot more. You understand? To be quite honest, I don't think you know, many of them will tell you, oh, it's levels to this. Okay, that's cool. But the satanic powers that be still running every level whenever you get through. You know, I don't even think it's possible for you to make it, you know, in Hollywood without screwing a Caucasian individual. Just period. You understand what I'm saying? One got to get the knees dirty a little bit. Jump on that gravy train a little bit. With some Caucasian folks in power for you to even make it. Have anything. And that's their operation. That's how they run things. That's how they handle things. That's how they do things. You understand what I'm saying? But as far as the superstar here, so you got a superstar who is either you're a superstar, you're famous, and you could be of color, and you could be going through some type of prejudice, some type of racism, some type of something like that. Or this is saying that there are superstars and people who are very wealthy, very famous, who are racist against African American persons. Okay, take it either way. We have ultimate betrayal here. This is an ultimate betrayal to the people. Period. Predominantly African American persons. Because we are continuously being lied to, being manipulated, being bamboozled. These people got a million different ways to hurt us, harm us, kill us on a daily basis. And they too coward to say so. And it's sad that a lot of people in the world, you need that. You need somebody to tell you directly. Like you really need them to come out and say, we hate you. We're racist against you. We want to destroy your kind. For you to actually get it. We have phony friends here. So I'm not telling you that, you know, maybe all your friends of another race is racist. But this is particularly phony friends. Some of you are friends with individuals who pretend like they are your friends and they are racist. Their family is racist. Okay? We have here lovers and friends. Many of you are in relationships with people, dating people, perhaps even married to people who either they or them and or their family are racist. Just period. Thus is the reason for the next message, which is fake family. Many of you have married into families. That's prejudice. That is racist. So you got some fake family, okay? And the sad thing about this topic is it can easily be seen as other races, but people don't even understand how much we are discriminated against. There's a prejudice or a racist aspect amongst our own race. We got people of our own kind that hate on our own race. We got light-skinned people that hate on dark-skinned people all the time, or dark-skinned people that's hating on light-skinned people. Okay, many of us have Caucasian people in our family. I have Caucasian people in my family. I have Filipino people in my family, or Philippine. Okay, mixed persons in my family. You know what I'm saying? And these people could be working against you, could dislike you, and different things like that. Okay, so people marry into certain families. You can have lovers and friends. Okay, whom you could be going through racist things with. Spirit is saying the struggle is real. This is a real struggle. This has been a struggle for quite some time. What has been going on in this world. And this is the reason why Spirit is saying that you can't trust nobody. Just period. A lot of times, oftentimes, we can't even trust our own people, to be quite honest with you. Like I just said. But these elite persons in power, I don't give a damn how much they stunt in front, how well they dress, how well they look, what degrees they have, how much money they got, what they run, rule, and control. They are racist. They are prejudiced, and they encourage and enable other people on a lower level under them to be that way as well. Which is the reason why there are a lot of things that are still happening in this world. Thus, you can't trust anybody. And because we can't trust anybody, Spirit is telling you that you need to protect yourself. We have to protect ourselves at all costs, at all times. Be careful where you're going, who you're mixing and mingling with, what you're doing, who you're working with, who you're dealing with, okay? Because you got some slick ones out here. They'll come off like they nice, and they like you, and they care about you. They got some opportunity for you, and it's a whole setup. It's a whole setup. You find your ass on Get Out somewhere, being auctioned the hell off. Protect yourself, okay? Because it's these wealthy men in power, these privileged people in power, who has made this decision to keep our people stuck, restricted, unable to move forward, unable to succeed or progress. It's they who have come up with this ultimate fate for our kind, for our people. And they just too coward to say so. You can dislike me for bringing the message onto you, for saying so, but it is matter-of-factly the truth. It cannot be denied. Just period. Racism never ended. The wealthy, supposed elite satanic powers that be are yet and still racist. These said persons are prejudiced and discriminate unjustly against people of color. Racist leaders secretly and subliminally motivate race wars to occur amongst the people, as well as they are the influence that encourage other races whom are hidden in plain sight within this world. As history has it, no white supremacist, nor KKK affiliate, or any other racist group, organization, or secret society has ever faced any judgment, ridicule, or prosecution for their hate crime against humanity or the cruel and unusual punishment which the United States Constitution speaks frankly of. Yet this spiteful hatred amongst the American people and beyond of color unfortunately exists today. Get out, says Jordan Peele. Come out of her, my people, says the Most High. Question is, when will Pharaoh let my people go? Thank you all for listening and for watching. If you would be so kind to like, share, and subscribe, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. For those of you who would like to contact me, you can do so at tiffanyziegler60@gmail.com or at tiff.diamond.36@gmail.com. Please follow me on Instagram at shine bright like a diamond with an underscore between each word. For any persons who would like to donate to the channel, you can do so through Cash App, which is $tiffdiamond36, or through PayPal, which is paypal.me/@36diamond. As always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, but most of all, take care of your babies. Remember, this is a wicked, wicked world that we live in. There is wickedness in high places, and there is evil that is lurking around each and every corner, even in a neighborhood near you. So y'all watch your surroundings. Watch the company you keep. Watch the surroundings and the company that your children are in as well. And consider the fact that you never know when somebody may betray you, backstab you, try to hurt you, or harm you. Keep you some protection on you. Y'all stay awake, stay aware, stay vigilant, and stay prepared. Because if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, baby. Until the next time, peace, love, and light. Namaste. I am that I am, created in the image of God. Okay, guys, I do apologize, but I wanted to give you all an angel message. In conclusion for this reading here. So, we have, hold on just a minute, guys. We have the Six of Michael here, okay? So this comes from Archangel Michael. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans. Relocation or travel, okay? I feel like Archangel Michael, I mean, get out does not explain it anymore, okay? It's sad, but as you can see on this card, okay, with all the hellish, catastrophic things that have already taken place, that are coming, which is some very dark and sinister things. I feel like Archangel Michael is coming through. I'm telling you that people need to make plans and preparations to relocate or to travel, okay, away from this this very evil, wicked, toxic, demonic type of nature in which we currently live in right now, okay? Spirit is saying that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Just breathe a sigh of relief, okay? And make new plans, relocation or travel, okay? Because there are a lot of things that is happening in this world, okay? Spirit, we have the Queen of Raphael at the bottom of the deck here, okay? This talks about kind, understanding, giving, psychic, okay? Follow your heart, a love of home and family, trustworthy psychic information. So Spirit is just coming through and reassuring you that the information that I have given you is trustworthy psychic information, okay? For those of you who have a love for home and family, of course for yourself, okay? Everybody should be loved and appreciated, no matter what race you are, no matter where you come from, or anything like that. It's just sad that this world is not like that, okay? And it's time for people to stand up and rise up, even if that means for you to make new plans, for you to relocate, for you to travel, for you to do things that's in the best interest of yourself, okay? Because Spirit do not want you to be tricked by those who do not have your best interest at heart. And we have, I can do this reading for you and I can talk to you about many different things, okay? But your history has told you, okay? Nobody can really say, oh, I didn't know, oh, I had no idea. There's a lot of things that they do to distract you or whatever. But, there is history. There are things and black and white, that you can read, that you can see for your own two eyes, that you have witnessed, that you know of matter of factly that this is a problem, that this is an issue, that this continues to go on, and there is something that is horribly wrong, and there is something very catastrophic and big that is coming, and there is going to be some mass casualties. Okay, so rather you have it in your heart to have love for another, you definitely have love for yourself. You know the people that are near and dear to you, that you do love, that you do care about, and it's high time that people rise up and do what is best for you in your life, in your health, in your well-being, and not what other people want you to do according to what they want. Okay, according to them, their hopes, wishes, and dreams coming true is keeping you, your family, your kind stuck, restricted, unable to move here. Okay, no more of that. Okay, you need not live in fear of them. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just high time that people know that people understand that, get some type of grasp on that and figure out what it is that you can do to prepare, to keep yourself aware to what is happening, to what is going on, and move forward. Okay, don't continue to be in this energy of forgetting oneself. Okay, for far too long our people, our kind, have forgotten themselves. We have been put on this back burner, made to feel like we're unimportant, that we don't exist, we're the least accepted, the least beautiful, the least knowledgeable, everything that's less than. It's time out for that. Okay, you don't need anybody else's permission or approval to know that you are beautiful, to know that you are somebody, to stand up, to rise up, to speak up, to do what is in the best interest of you, your health, and your well-being, without these individuals who have hatred towards you. You don't need their permission or their approval. Okay, because what these people have planned, what the decisions that they have made, the destruction that they want to bring to you, to your people, to your kind, is to the likes of which that many of you have never seen before. Okay, it's to the likes of which that many of you have never seen before. And it's time for people to come up out of that, okay? Because there's a lot of people who, you go along to get along because, you comfortable with the job you have, with the position you have, with the income you have, the benefits that you have, or whatever. You're comfortable in that, and it's uncomfortable for you to want to do anything different, because all you see is these individuals own everything, control everything, run everything. So you figure as long as you are comfortable, as long as you can maintain, you just put up with, but you have no idea. Most people have no idea. The most gruesome things, the most sinister things, the most wicked things, people sadly think, oh, it's a time of the past. It no longer exists. It's not here anymore. But it is. It is. It just looks different today. Okay, things are happening in a different way. We have Song of the Siren here. Okay, this talks about the call, summoning, voice to acknowledge. Okay, very beautiful card. Okay, but this Song of the Siren, this is my call out to you, the summoning of my voice onto you to bring acknowledgement to what is actually happening, to what is going on. Okay, I told you, the African American people, black people, whatever you wish to be called, we are the only race of people who have been segregated within our own race. Okay, our race is predominantly the only race who have been torn down and destroyed and sabotaged the way it has, and our people just sit back and allow it and deal with it and think everything is okay. And this is the very reason I don't understand. I don't care how much fun you have, how much money you got, whatever your job is, or however you doing from one day to the next. This is why I don't understand how people assume that you're living your best life and things is so great. I don't understand. There's a lot of beautiful places in the world, a lot of beautiful sights to see. You understand what I'm saying? But what is that compared to the wickedness that you are surrounded by on a daily basis, to the murder, the harm, the destruction, the illness, the injuries, the lies, the deceptions, the chaos, the disruptions, okay? To the demonic people, places, and things that's all around you on a daily basis. It doesn't matter how many beautiful places you could go or visit, how many beautiful things that you see. It doesn't matter how comfortable you live or what you have or anything. You're not living your best life when you are tiptoeing and living on edge, according to how somebody else wish you to, is all I'm saying. Because these people want to see us fall. These people want us, and they see us as nothing more than servants. They want us in sorrow, misery, pain, sadness, heartache, heartbreak, loss, disappointment, depression, stress. They want misfortune to fall upon us. They want us to have the bare minimum, so they can look down upon us as peasants, as bottom feeders, as useless eaters. Put themselves on pedestals and make themselves seem so much greater. Okay? And then you surprised. You surprised when these people steady do things to catch you up in some type of way, to do nothing more than to kill you. Because they lied to you in the first place. They don't care about you. They don't care about your people. They don't care about your kind. Why? Because you're not of their bloodline. And that's just what it is. We have transparency here at the bottom of the deck. What I am telling you, Spirit told you, is truth. This is clarity. Look at this. You see how these colors mesh? This is from two different decks. This is the Ace of Swords here, sitting side by side with transparency. This talks about honest, authenticity, genuine, present. We are talking about the present moment. What is happening now? I'm telling you the truth. It is truth. It is clarity that this is happening. What are you going to do about it? Or are you comfortable with being the servant? Are you comfortable with being the modern day slave? Because now, y'all are willing slaves. You don't even have to be hauled on ships and kept on plantations anymore. The plantation is everywhere. Y'all are willing slaves. You willingly sell out. This is what's happening, people. This is what is going on. And this is a hope, wish, or dream come true for these satanic powers that be. And everything is about money with them. Everything is about money, power, and control with them. But they too know. See, there's a lot of things that they're planning and plotting and scheming up on and doing themselves. But they know that something major is coming, that they can't stop and that they can't control. And guess what? They not going to warn your black ass. Because they wish come true. It's for all of you to be destroyed. Spirit saying, what do you feel? What do you feel? How do you feel? How long are you going to hold back? Keep from expressing what you feel. Why? Because they are the richest, they are the wealthiest, they're the ones that's in power, they're the ones that run, rule, and control everything. Spirit says you need to have inner trust. Inner trust. You've given all your trust, put all your trust unto them. But do you have trust in yourselves? It's what Spirit is asking you. We're going to wrap this up, guys. One more. Yeah. We have the Horse King here. These are these people. Didn't I tell you? See, they come through like they're going to give you some type of assistance. But it's all in an effort to control you. Didn't I tell you all they about is money, power, manipulation, and control? The Horse King here, riding through on his perch, acting like he coming to assist the people, the colored folk, but it's all in an effort to control you. And I'm coming through to you just as the wise woman of Wonderland, with integrity, whom have compromised myself. But I am telling you the truth. I am telling you the truth. Telling you the truth. This is truth. This is clarity. What I'm sharing with you on today. So I do hope these messages has helped someone, has given someone the information, the clarity that you needed pertaining to this topic, pertaining to this subject. Guys, once again, I thank you all for listening. I thank you all for watching. And if you would be so kind to like, share, and subscribe, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. See, what I have shared with you guys is hidden knowledge here. The High Priestess. These people are part of very dark, dark covens. Okay? That your ass ain't invited to. That you ain't a part of. And this is the reason why Spirit is saying you can't trust anybody. Okay? Spirit wants you to beware of the snakes trying to harm and fool you. Okay? They do not have our best interests at heart. Okay? These are the things that are done in the dark, guys. There are bad vibes all around us. The hate, the envy, the jealousy, the oppression is real. Okay? It's real, guys. And it's all a part of satanic ritual abuse amongst our kind, amongst our people, because they full of nothing but negative energy here. Darkness, antimatter, anger. They have hot tempers. All they do is abuse and bully our people. Okay? So thank you, guys. You have a nice night. Peace, love, and light. Namaste.